You thought that your version of love would change me, but in turn, it has only changed you. Your version of love has changed you from a woman of esteem, beauty, and vigor into a woman who is now bitter and too blinded by my lies to ever see or receive the truth. I hurt you on purpose because I feel I have no purpose. And since I feel that you are worthless, I see you as not being worth it. Worth me giving you my heart unbroken, although I know that you deserve it. Because I hate myself, I put you through hell. And I make it a point to remind you every day of the many ways that you are imperfect. I am dead to life and your version of love, yet you keep trying to raise me. Foolishly thinking that your God is going to save me. Religiously thinking that your prayers are going to change me when I see no need in changing. I often wonder why you do not hate me and why you feel as though you cannot escape me. But then I am reminded of the moment when you let me in and simultaneously you became me.
What?
And as wicked as I am, you, my sweet, are just as evil. You see, you hate you just as much as I hate me. So in essence, we are equals. That monster of ugliness you have become is from everything that we have been through. Indeed, I see it and I feed it because I am the one who put it in you. I find delight in your feelings of inadequacy because successfully I am the cause of you feeling less than. I sit back with laughter as I watch you painfully bear the burden of everything that you are stressed with. I can remember the moment when you let me in and allowed me to destroy everything that you were blessed with. You will never leave me. But indeed, I will leave you, and when I do, misery is all that you will be left with. I promise you this. I am honest with this. I will never love you no matter how much I try to pretend. When I am nice to you, internally I am despising you because you celebrate pain every time you refuse to recognize this truth. Truth being that I will use you until I get desperately sick and tired of you. I could spit in your face, piss on your grave, and you would still look at me and wish that I changed. I can abuse you, bruise you, ignore you like I never knew you, only for you to look at me with sorrow in your eyes because your feelings remain. You should feel pitiful and ashamed. You are not strong, you are weak to me, insignificant and obsolete to me. You are as fragile as sand, and when the rain comes, I will stand back and watch just how quickly you sink for me. Why is it that with such a high regard you think of me, and you reach for me, and you plead for me? There is not a king in me, no matter how much you try to convince yourself that one can be seen in me. Leave me, I implore you, because eventually I'm going to do nothing but destroy you. I'm going to take your life, your pride, your smile, your shine, your virtue, and your joy too. I'm going to get worse as our time increases, and during the moment when you are at your weakest, I'm going to do something to drastically hurt you before I leave you where you weep in pieces. Please stop telling yourself it will get better, because it will not. And I will experience this cynical pleasure each time I watch you cry. Yes, I began by addressing you as queen because I do see her, but you do not care about her, so why should I? This pointless thing we have is not real to me. What is it that you feel for me? I have beaten you down to your lowest point and you are still with me. Why? I disrespect you because I am bored. I use your body in ways that make you feel like a whore. I have done so many obviously hurtful things to push you away, and you always come back for more. I've grown comfortable with abusing you, apologizing, and then abusing you again. I've made you feel so much shame that you alienate yourself from your family and your friends. Masterfully, I've made you think that no other man will ever want you, and that powerful faith you once had now comes back in pitiful, sporadic moments. Honestly, the only time that I kinda like you is when I'm able to look down on you when you are feeling the most regretful and hopeless. But you will regard these words as me just venting and remain in this bondage, blind with eyes wide open. Please know, it is my goal to extinguish the last bit of light you have, which is your soul. And then I will go once I know that you are completely broken. Sincerely, the man you think you love is going to change. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. He said everything. What more does he need to say? As a self-love specialist, I see the truth in what it is that he's saying, and I hope that you hearing it straight from the horse's mouth will penetrate deep into you. Understand that there are many different types of people out there of whom you will come into contact with. You will come into contact with people like him. You will come into contact with people who are amazing. You will come into contact with people in between. And it's really up to you to decide what is right for you. How do you want to be treated? Because I know he didn't come in the door acting like that. He saw an opening. He saw the weaknesses. He asked questions. And then he knew how he could stab that knife in and then twist it. This man said everything that needed to be said. That you two are different sides of the mirror, one looking at the other. The person who is longing to be abused finds the person who's longing to abuse. And I want you to look at your relationships and pay attention to the dynamic that exists in them. Do the internal work, get a therapist, find ways to heal on the inside, because like he said, he is not going to change. And if you are looking for redemption, if you're looking to heal the relationship that you had with a father who left or a mother who couldn't love you, get the therapy that you need to heal those relationships inside therapy, because you cannot heal it through another person. You can't even heal it through the original offending person. You can't. The only thing that you can do is heal the trauma that you have inside. That's all you can do. Speaking of which, I am doing a live in-person event in April where we are going to have a day of hypnotherapy and healing, a day of it. I just booked the theater today, so look for the tickets on my website, because there's a lot of work that we need to do. And I'm so glad that he brought this up, because he said everything that needed to be said, that he's not going to change, that he enjoys it, that he's going to stay around until the very last moment that you are broken and lost, and then he's going to step over your crumpled body and walk away. Remember my saying that these men are not looking for a mate, they're looking for a mat. And you can never be able to flatten yourself out flat enough for them to not step on you and wonder why there's any bumps there disturbing their foot. So no, he said everything that needed to be said. Thank you to the person who sent this, because if you need to hear it again for it to sink in, I don't know who needs to hear it, but you're in a dynamic like this right now, or one that is beginning in the early warning stages right now. You cannot change them. The only person that you can change is yourself, to figure out why you think that something like that is acceptable to begin with.
Be a part of the live show with thousands of other viewers. Go to TonyaTKO.com/text and join the text notification squad and get a text whenever I go live. Support the show and yourself, and I'll see you on the next live broadcast.